Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be coming to you live, and I hope you are all excited about the possibility of growing your dream business this year. So I am going to be inviting a very special guest to join me shortly and help you figure out if now is the time for you to grow your dream business and just all of the possibilities that are here for you this year. So let me just take a moment here to find her. Oh, I see some waves. Thank you so much for being here. Wonderful. Carly, hi.
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 How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I just want to make sure my volume is up, which it is.
Perfect.
So good to see you.
Yes, you too. So it looks like it's a beautiful day there in New York.
Yes, it is. Where are you?
I'm in Vancouver, Canada.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm just so thrilled to have you join me live. And, I have so many people that always ask me, Talia, how did you start your business? Where did you get the courage to actually do this? And I always tell them, and I think you know this, I say, well, I didn't learn it on my own. I followed the advice of some wonderful mentors, and you are actually my biggest mentor. Mm-hmm. I've been through B School multiple times. And when I first joined B School, my business now, it's not even the same. It is completely different. So thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Well, you did the work. We just provided the roadmap and the structure and some of the tools, but you are incredible. What you've been able to create and grow, and the impact that you're making with your audience is extraordinary, but you get all the credit. We're just super honored to have played that part in the guidance and the structure and the support.
Yes, thank you. So I thought as we're going live today, I would kick it off to share a little story about what my business looked like before B School, yes, and a little bit about my journey so everyone can keep up with what we're talking about. I'm the founder of Women in PR North America. Before I started this business, I didn't actually set out to be an entrepreneur. I went to school, I got a master's degree, I followed the traditional path, I worked in corporate, and I always had this feeling in my gut, like this is not what I'm meant for. I knew I needed to do something big. So I just started out with, I remember when I joined B School, I'll go back to this, but I started out saying, I just want to help other women. That was my big goal. And so I started with a very local chapter in Vancouver, Canadian Women in Public Relations. And I really couldn't believe people started asking me, they said, what city are you coming to next? This is exactly what we need. We need you to help us. At that time, I didn't have the confidence that I do now. But when I joined B School in 2017, I just had a baby. And I said, no, this is the time. I'm not going back to that corporate job. So I launched American Women in Public Relations and planned a launch event in New York City because, go big or go home. So I expanded across, but I got the confidence to do that from B School because B School gave me clarity. Without clarity, you cannot take action. You are absolutely paralyzed by fear. So again, I thank you for that because without that foundation, my business would not have survived a global pandemic. I can tell you now that pandemic actually grew my business because now I am completely online. I have a global audience.
Yay! I am just so happy for you. I want to underscore a few important things that you said, because I think that many people listening right now may be feeling those things. One, you had this intuitive inner sense that where you were in corporate wasn't what you were ultimately meant for. You took that dissatisfaction, you took that discontent, you took those inner messages and you acted on them. And that, I think, is the hallmark of every great creator and every great entrepreneur. The second thing out of so many that you shared which was so important, was you were like, hey, I have this seed of an idea. I know I want to help women. So you have this beautiful, huge heart. You had an impulse to go in a particular direction, but it didn't have a lot of structure. And, you know, in just plain terms, it wasn't necessarily a business plan per se, or a profit plan, or something that you could action on to actually create the change that you knew that you wanted to make in your heart. So you were wise enough, you were self-aware enough to understand, oh, there's all this potential inside me. I have all of these inner messages coming. I think I know the direction that I want, but I need some structure. I need some guidance. I need some step-by-step. Even though I have an international degree in business, I love that you share that. Yeah. Education is amazing. It's awesome. We're now living in this time where I've heard this repeatedly, that sometimes some of the most expensive degrees and a more traditional sense of education, it's harder to translate into real life results fast. So you trusted yourself and you said, hey, here's this person out there. And for me, you know, I'm from New Jersey, and I'm just the kind of person, whenever I discover anything, from the best pizza to the best gelato to a great book to ideas about business and marketing, I'm like, oh my gosh, this works. This is awesome. You should give this a try too, because it's actually amazing. That's essentially what I did with B School, because when I started my journey, there wasn't anything like it out there. There was a lot of different kind of traditional business trainings. And to be perfectly honest, 99.9% of the industry at that time, it was all men. We love men. Men are amazing. But I didn't have that kind of soul connection. There were a lot of aspects of it that didn't resonate for me. And so I was like, wow, there's this opportunity. So that was just two things that you did that were so smart. And then I think the third thing is you recognized, you said, hey, I don't necessarily have the confidence right now. Confidence often comes from a lack of clarity. That was the other insight that you shared. When we're not clear, we can feel really stuck and feel really frustrated, and then start to think it's because that we don't have what it takes, or that we may not be good enough, or, you know, we're not XYZ enough to be able to achieve our dreams. But really what it is, it's actually a lack of clarity. Because for most of us, when we have those big dreams in our heart, if someone handed us a roadmap and said, hey, you need to decide this first, and then we're going to take this step next, and then we're going to do this third and fourth and so on. Once you know what's up and you're clear on what to do, boom, you take off. So you recognize that it wasn't really about your self-worth per se. It was a lack of clarity. That's true for all of us as humans. So I just wanted to underscore your wisdom, because other people listening right now may be able to feel and sense in themselves some of those things, and they don't have to be hard on themselves. They don't have to think that it's not, you know, they're not cut out for this, or they don't have the right DNA, or they're not intelligent enough or smart enough. It's like none of those things. Just congrats to you for doing such a brilliant job.
Thank you so much. I think there's a lot of people watching right now that might be in that place that I was before I started B School. They're working that 9-to-5 job, but they also family commitments, they are feeling burnt out. They cannot possibly consider adding something to their plate. But again, they feel like they're meant for more. So what would you tell those people? Like, how do they put their dreams in front of them and take action?
So I'd say, first of all, you're in good company. I remember when I started my company as well, I had been through kind of a string of corporate jobs that I was no good at. So I had to quit. I think most of us are familiar with that feeling of just feeling overstretched and overwhelmed. But here's what I know for sure. Nothing changes unless you change. If you've got that feeling inside that you're meant for more, you know, Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. What I've seen in my life is you need new inputs. You need to make a decision on the inside that I am no longer going to live this way. I'm not going to let the next 6 months, the next year, the next 5 years go by, and I'm not going to make a change. I think what is so pivotal about B School specifically is that when you say yes to it, you become a B Schooler for life. So there's not this pressure on you that you have to do the whole course and activate everything within 2 weeks. Like, that is not how it works. Every B Schooler is a B Schooler for life, which means that you say yes, you come into B School, you invest in yourself once, and you never have to pay again. And our most successful B Schoolers are like you, myself and my team. We go through the same program, our own program, year after year, because it's the timeless foundation of what makes any business thrive, regardless of how algorithms change, regardless of how economies change, the market change, political landscape, everything shifts. But human psychology has remained pretty steady over the millennia. So that's what we focus on. For anyone who feels like they don't have capacity, I would tell you, if you really want something different in your life and in your business and in your career, now is the time to say yes, get the support, get the education, get the structure you need, and you can do it on your own time. We've been doing this now. We've helped over 80,000 people start and grow their businesses over the last 15 years. So it's like you're joining an entire movement of people who have done this, who are doing this, because business, it's not like just a one-time event. You know, we're all continuing to evolve who we are, how we want to serve, and how we want to grow. And that's why I think B-School is so special. It's like you can fit it into your life in a way that makes sense for you, and it will always be there for you.
I know you have aspiring entrepreneurs, you have seasoned entrepreneurs, yes. You have A-list celebrities in B-School. And so if we do the simple math, really, so this is my 5th time coming back to the live coaching in B-School. And I was going back and I was thinking about my initial investment, but when you consider I haven't had to pay each year for that additional coaching, the amount that my business has evolved, the investment really is quite tiny.
Yes.
Right? Like you could charge for this year after year. I know a lot of other people do. There's no way they offer that the same level of support that you do. So yeah. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. And the reason that we've done that is because I understand what it's like to start from nothing. When I started my business, I was tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and I know how scary it is. I know how challenging it is. We do that because I am very committed to seeing entrepreneurs succeed. So I love that you've done that simple math, because I've talked to my team about that. I was saying, like, you know, if anyone's on the fence, first of all, B-School comes with a money back guarantee. Most MBA programs don't do that. And a lot of other programs out there that are kind of like high level coaching programs or mentorship programs, they may be amazing and they're awesome, but many of them don't come with 100% satisfaction guarantee. So that's number one. And then number two, it's like, wow, for this tiny investment, if you just earned $5,000 or $10,000 more in your endeavor year over year, it literally becomes, it's the best deal on the planet. It's like beyond free.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to go back a little bit about, you talked about the fear of uncertainty and the fear of the ROI of this investment.
Yeah.
Particularly in this current economic environment, a lot of people are feeling that pinch and they can't move forward because they're consumed by these internal thoughts of, I can't spend the money, or how do I know this is going to work for me? Or as we were talking about, she can do it, she can build a business, but not me. That's not for me.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people?
So I'd say a few things. I'd say the best investment you can ever make is an investment in yourself. I invest in myself consistently. You know, a pair of shoes, not so much. A car, probably not. You know, anything that is material in nature that can be shiny at one moment and then just be collecting dust the next, it's like, no, not a great use of your funds. But when you are investing in you, in your skills and capabilities, specifically in your power to make more money, not only now, but across your entire future and lifespan, it is the best investment that you could possibly make. So I think people have to get a little more discerning, and people have to stop undervaluing themselves. You are your most powerful asset in life. Your ability to stay focused, your ability to turn your dreams into reality. All of those things are innate capabilities within you. But if you don't have those muscles nice and strong and flexed and powerful, you're not actually reaping the benefits. I would say to be really intentional, because for most of us, if there's something that we want bad enough, I'm not talking about B-School, I'm talking about your dream. I'm talking about your dream of financial freedom, of time freedom, of location freedom, of not necessarily working for someone else ever again. Or if you've got an established business, if you're not hitting your targets the way that you know is possible for you, you've got to assume that there's something that you don't know or that you're not executing, the execution of which would help you reach those targets. I would bet my bottom dollar that we'll be able to show you where you're not hitting those marks and give you the exact strategies to get there.
Yes, and one thing you said that hits me in the heart is about freedom, time freedom. Because again, as someone who has a young son, that is the most valuable thing to me, the freedom to control my own schedule. I think back to when he was young and I was running to daycare to drop him off just so I can get to the office and not be late for a meeting. Now I get to walk my son to school. I get to hear about his life, and I get to go on and live my life the way that I want to as well.
That's priceless. That's priceless. And I think the best thing that you could ever possibly buy with money, and money can buy many things, but it can buy freedom if you know how to use it. That's really, freedom is my highest value in life. It always has been. And that's part of my drive. And not only being an entrepreneur, but continuing to be an entrepreneur and continuing to help other people who also have freedom as their highest value, because it is possible. Again, none of us pop out of the womb knowing this stuff, right? So it's not your fault. You're not bad. You're not stupid. You're not weak. If this is something that you desire, you can have it. You just need to get around the right people. You need to have the right roadmap. You need to have the right support, and you can create this for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. It's not going to happen by osmosis. You're going to have to take some step in some direction. Again, I'm biased because I've seen 80,000 people go through the program. You're a beautiful demonstration of what's possible. It's like, we know this works. It's proven and road tested. So if you like this vibe, come join us. But either which way, there's many different paths to getting anywhere, but take that action for yourself.
I know I could ask you a million questions. I have this huge list. I wanted to actually just talk about a couple more things in terms of what's inside B School, because we're probably wondering. And there's 2 modules in there that I really wanted to highlight. I know anyone can go to the website. You can see what's in it. When I joined, the very first module that is very valuable is the profit plan. Because when you have so many ideas, you just don't know what to focus on. If you actually, again, look at what makes financial sense, and you know that this is going to help you make the biggest impact possible. And by impact, what I've learned from you is this means now I can give back to others by making more money. So that drives me even further to succeed. And the other module I wanted to highlight was the modern marketing techniques. As someone that knows a lot about marketing, I work in PR, I studied it in school. Others might look at that and say, oh, I don't need that. I don't need to learn about marketing. Or I've heard business owners that say, I don't need to do any marketing. My product or service is just going to sell itself. that I see you rolling eyes.
Yeah, because it's not like the field of dreams. For anyone, if you've actually done this, it's not like if you build it, they will come. That is a fantasy that will keep you poor and broke and possibly put you out of business. Most people, I think, have a little bit, you're unique in the regard that you have both education around marketing and you love it because you're in PR. So you understand the incredible value of being able to get a product or service or message in front of people that can genuinely serve. One of the other big sticking points I see is people don't want to be aggressive. They think that, if they practice marketing, that it somehow belittles their product or service, or that, what they do is so good that people should just line up and, basically with their credit card because of how much work you've put in. That's just the arrogant position any business owner could take. The other thing I want to say is the way that we teach modern marketing, the best of your humanity comes out, not the worst. So if you're someone who values empathy, if you value generosity, if you value compassion, if you value transparency, if you value being of service, all of those qualities, when you're doing modern marketing the way that we teach it, you amp those up. That becomes who you are demonstratively throughout every bit of communication, throughout everything that you create. And your customers or potential customers feel that on the other side. So you're coming from this energetic alignment where not only is it way more effective, but again, you're becoming your best self through modern marketing, not your worst.
Yes, absolutely. And again, that's why I wanted to highlight that, because I know a lot of people say, well, I don't know anything about marketing, or, oh, I know too much. And the way that you actually talk about it, you teach persuasive techniques as well. Yeah. So this is marketing that is not taught in schools. So I just wanted to highlight that because to me, very valuable. And I always go back to those modules when I'm building my business.
There's so many different tactics and there's so many different tools. And I think that comes back to the lifetime access is all of our students, our most successful ones, dip back in. The moment they need a refresher, they're like, hey, I really need to refine this messaging, or hey, I'm coming out with a new campaign, or hey, I'm coming out with a new offering. Let me dip back in. Let me get my head and my mindset right. Let me get this execution right to give it the best possible chance of success.
I just wanted to highlight that as a B School partner, right now I'm offering an amazing bonus package that includes one-on-one support with me, because I feel that's how people can really get the strongest results. I wanted to just put that out there. But also, I want to encourage everyone, if they're considering joining B School, to take action. As you always say, start before you're ready. That's the best advice, because if we don't start and we just delay another year, then another year goes by and we still have these feelings of self-doubt. And if we don't change, then nothing changes.
And I'll say that too. And for most of us, you know, if we're not 16 or 17 anymore, it is more important than ever, especially if financial freedom, we were talking about freedom and how important time freedom and location freedom is to both of us. Financial freedom is also a piece of the puzzle. And I think that's one of the potential enormous upsides of having a successful business. And the quicker you start, the quicker that money comes in, the quicker you can start being really, really wise about creating ultimate financial freedom, which is where if you choose not to, you don't ever have to work again. But that all happens through the magic of time. And again, anyone who is beyond 16, 17, or like 21, you have to pay attention to that, because every year makes a difference. It makes an enormous difference. So don't delay. Don't wait. If this is a dream in your heart, trust yourself. It's not even about either one of us. It's like, you're backed up by a money back guarantee. We got you. You're safe. But trust yourself and take that leap, and that leap of faith to know that you can create a brand new life, and it can start today.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Marie. And I see in the comments, so many people are just enjoying this conversation, and I hope they'll dive in and join us again this year. It's been an absolute pleasure to get to share my story with you and be part of B School. So I'm looking so forward to seeing you again soon in B School.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you and congratulations on your incredible success. And it's going to continue to grow.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye for now.